This warm-up activity is simply about sharing two soccer balls, but at a deeper level, it introduces search behaviors such as building platforms, flattening out, as well as passing and receiving execution, attentional control, and even more references that we're going to build over time. Hi Coach, I'm Neil Sedgwick from EpicSoccerCoach.com, where we share with you our experience gained over 30 years of teaching, coaching, and learning. Within this activity, the players are sharing two soccer balls within an area. You'll determine the size of the area, coach, and that area might change over time as the players mature both physically and in their ability to make decisions and execute those decisions. The challenge is that the players are not permitted to play the same soccer ball twice in a row. So after passing the first ball, they must go search for the second ball. We're nurturing the ability for players to change their focus or change their attention from one area to another. This challenge takes time. However, in starting this way with two soccer balls, we provide the players with clarity in what to search for next. This becomes our starting point for building more references. We encourage the players in this activity to play on two touches to start, so they develop both the ability to control the ball and to pass. Later on, you may want to change the constraint and allow the players to receive the same ball back only if it's played on a 1-2 or wall pass. And we'll touch more upon this as we start to discuss first player platforms. When looking to receive the pass, we want the players to break the line. Now, what does breaking the line mean? When we introduce breaking the line, we're using an analogy or an imagery that is easily understood by players of all ages. As you're aware, young players can make connections to an image or a concept that they already have in their thinking. They can essentially connect the dots faster, and these analogies live longer in their memory. Breaking the line simply means that players will place themselves into positions where they can receive a pass behind two defenders, or in other words, they can see two defenders in front of them. Now, there's no defenders in this activity, but we can still bring the reference to life. Within the activity, the receiver of the pass is attempting to have two other players in front of them, and the end goal is that when the pass is played, that the ball breaks the imaginary line that stretches between those two players. By getting behind the imaginary line to receive a pass, we're asking the players to engage in key search actions or search behaviors. These search actions are needed during soccer games where a pass that breaks the line allows a team to progress beyond two defenders or a line of defenders. When players become more accomplished and we want them to challenge their passing and receiving in this activity, we can challenge them to smash the line with their passes. This really means play firmer passes or play faster passes, which will help the development of their passing ability, and it'll also help the receiver. We say smash because, again, it's a strong analogy for the players. They can associate with the image of smashing and begin to challenge their passing abilities, and in turn helps those receiving, as there's variability within the pass because when players stretch their limits of their passing, there's bound to be some accuracy errors. After the players have received, passed, searched for the next ball, remember at the start of the activity they couldn't receive the same ball twice in a row. The coach can start to modify this warm-up. The next step I take is encouraging the first player to go get the ball back, a 1-2 or a wall pass. We start to see that there's an unstructured pattern occurring where the player plays a longer pass and then travels to get the ball back with a shorter pass. The shorter 1-2 starts the development of a reference we call first player platform play. The player who originally started with the ball is the first player, and the player receiving is the second player. The first player follows the longer pass, and as they follow the pass, they're building a platform closer to the second player. If they were playing in the big game, then they would be traveling forward up the field or across the field. And as the first player travels, they're staying connected to the ball with these first player platforms. We'll discuss building platforms reference, or the analogy, in future videos as they're part of key search behaviors that are connected to every activity, every game, big or small, that we play. It's important here that as the player travels to become the first player platform, that their eyes are up and their attention is placed elsewhere, perhaps beyond the player that they're traveling towards. And likewise, the player that's on the outside of the area When they don't have the ball, they should be scanning beyond the player traveling towards them. After the long pass is played, the first player becomes the platform for the short pass back. And after this short pass, the ball is returned to the second player on the outside of the area, who can truly see the whole story as the entire area is in front of them. Notice when the ball is played back to the platform on the outside. The first player shows a quality and meaningful action by flattening out beside the player who now has the ball. Flattening out is another key search action reference that we'll discuss in future videos. This player did a great job of thinking next action, quickly answering the questions, what is needed next? What is my next action? This first player has released the ball to the player on the outside, flattens out into the space on one side or the other of the player that they've just passed the ball to. They open up their body by turning their hips and immediately begin to search for the next ball. We call this sharing because that's what it is. After you've done this activity once or twice with the players, well, the next time that you bring it to life in training, the instruction to the players will simply be, there are 2 balls in the area, go share them using maximum 2 touches, and away they go. I would love to know your biggest takeaway from this video. We'll be using this as a starting point and share many variations in future videos. But if you have variations, please share them with the other coaches in the comments below. If there's value in this video, go ahead and hit the like button and notification bell. Subscribe so that we can continue to connect through even more videos. And share this with any coaches that you feel may be helped from watching. And, as always, if you want more information like this and lessons around age-appropriate content, head over to EpicSoccerCoach.com. Until next time, bye for now.